Welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer, and I'm joined by my special guest, Melissa Belzer.
Hello.
It's like the first time you've ever been on the show, ever, because special guest.
Yes, sure. I've been on a lot. It's fun.
Yep. Okay, so it's the night before the episode has to drop, so of course we are very much ahead of schedule in dropping a brand new episode.
Ooh.
This week I wanted to go over a couple things that from our church services. Our church services have actually been on fire lately.
I agree.
Which, there have been ones that I'm like, hey, that was awesome. And 30 minutes later, I've forgotten it. But these last two, I don't know. They seem to strike a chord. Last couple subjects matter anyway. The previous series was a more geared towards the men. And you women just had to sit there and just take it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all valuable information regardless.
Yeah, I tease.
Yeah.
This series has to do with, I don't know, do they have an overall topic for what this one's called? Reordering your life. Yeah. That's what the overall topic was about. So we're 2 weeks into this one, and so I figured that we could combine what we've learned out of the last two, and I've got my handy dandy notes up from it.
Okay.
And want to get your opinion on some of the stuff we went over. We did not have Bible study yet on the last week we had. The week before, we were meeting somebody that's from our group at her rehab center.
Yeah, rehab facility.
Yeah, so we didn't have Bible study there.
Well, that's part of our Bible study. I mean, we were bringing...
Yeah, but normally we discuss it.
Yeah, well, and we did the 3 quick questions, and everybody answered them, and we were done. It was a speed round. It's fine.
Yeah, so the first week went into finding contentment. So it had a lot to do with just being okay with where you are in life. I guess that was the overall theme about it.
Well, yeah, he was saying that there's nothing wrong with wanting more, but the constant need of wanting more no matter where you're at was the problem. Like, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? You're never enjoying the moment where you've just arrived.
Yeah, he gave 2 different definitions. He gave contentment, which is enough or sufficient, and then he gave greed. And I loved his definition of greed, wanting more-ishness.
Wanting more-ishness, yes.
And he did say that contentment is learned. It's not innate.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we have to learn.
Yep.
Yeah, and I agree on that.
Yep.
As we have a tower of CDs behind me.
Yeah, but this wasn't like last week's purchases. This is purchases starting in 1990.
Actually, before that, it goes back to the 80s.
You had CDs before we got together?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think you had maybe 10 then. It wasn't them. It was like little whatever.
Yeah.
The point is, it's over several years. Some were free, some were $1, some were 40. It's like whatever.
Yeah, fun fact. The very first 2 CDs that I bought, because people go, what was the first one you bought? Well, I bought 2 the first day.
What mine was.
The first 2 were Kiss Destroyer, and the other one was Ted Nugent, Weekend Warrior. Those were the first 2 I bought.
Yeah, I don't know what my first 2 were.
And back when I bought them, the CD section at the store was not very big. Yeah. I remember buying my Discman, my Sony Discman, and I had to save up several paychecks because I only made like $3.85. Yeah, $3.85 an hour.
Got to raise $4.25.
So I had to save my money up in order to afford the Sony Discman that at the time was like,
I don't know, $80.
No, it was over 100.
Oh, was it?
It was like 150.
I'm thinking of the Walkman.
Yeah, the Sony Discman.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was thinking of the cassette version.
I had the Walkman too.
Yeah.
In fact, we found it not too long ago, but it didn't work anymore. Yeah, so we had a funeral for it.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, so what he talked about is like you can still want stuff, but the question is are you content with what you have or where you are in life? And I think we go through seasons where we are hopefully content.
Yeah. I look for opportunities to upgrade because a lot of the stuff we have here is thrift store. It's what it is. So I kind of like if something comes along that I like a little better and it costs a little bit of money, I'm like swap. So maybe I should. I don't think I'm not content. I'm thinking I could upgrade. Here it is, but I don't necessarily always look for it. Sometimes it lands in my lap.
He gave this story about how years ago when he was at Intel, our pastor, that he was perfectly content with the house they bought. And then they visited somebody that had a nicer house. And then they started thinking about all these things that they could do to their house.
And that's the way it happens. Like, ooh, I'd like to have that.
It is. I would say that I'm content with the structure of my home, but yes, I do want to update it.
Need some TLC.
So I think this is like a constant battle with people is being content. But I'd say that if you can get content to a state of contentment, some of the benefits could be is that you're not chasing what the Joneses and the Smiths have and in trying to get the 1 year newer model car and stuff like that. Now I would say that I think we're past all that stuff.
We are 100% past all that stuff. We, a long time ago, were like, this is ridiculous. And just said, who cares? I
want it to be reliable. I want it to be comfortable.
Yes.
But it doesn't need to have a specific badge on the back anymore.
I don't care what's on the waistband of my jeans or, the side of my purse. Or it's not to say that those things aren't nice because I got a couple of nice purses, but they were gifts. I like them, but I'm not about that. I just like a useful purse.
So I feel like that's a battle we've won. There's a lot of battles that we're still probably battling. But I think that that's one that we've won. Right now, it's like my whole thing is that I'm chasing to remove debt. So I guess I'm not content because of my debt load. So my bad decisions got us into this situation. And now I've got to make good decisions to get us out of the situation.
Doing really well with that.
We're getting there. We're not where I want to be yet, but I look at it and go that, okay, if you can get it to where you're in a point in life to where you're content, that you now have the ability financially to do better things with your money at that point. And before I get to the next one, I want to go.
Well, his example was contentment was when you have the things you always wanted or something like that. You have what you, I don't remember how he worded it.
Basically, you have what you need.
Well, I don't think it was even, there was a specific way that he stated it. I wonder if I...
Contentment begins when comparison ends, was the second point. As long as you compare, you'll never be content. And then the third point he made on it was contentment requires a vision to consume less so you can give more.
Giving is fun.
It really is. And I didn't understand this at all when I was younger. I was like, how is giving more fun than getting presents?
So much more fun.
And maybe it's because of the household that I grew up in. Let me turn this light on.
Oh, this one. Whoa.
There we go. Now we're brighter.
Here we are.
So anyway, maybe it's because I got gifts as a child that were like for you and your 4 brothers or 5 brothers or whatever. And it was like, well, it doesn't really feel like a gift. So I was like, how can giving feel better than actually receiving a present that's just for me? So anyway.
That's not a cool gift either. A shared gift and it isn't even in the same house. It's one thing if you live in the same house. You don't live in the same house. It's not really a shared gift.
I didn't have a room at my dad's house, so I always felt like a visitor.
Yeah.
So it's all our gifts we got were pretty much. I always felt that they were just for the other kids, her kids.
It's okay. We're not sad about it now.
No, not at all.
We love your brothers. We're not. We love your brothers. Your brothers are awesome.
He gave a scripture, Luke 12:15. Then he said to them, watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. Okay, so again, it's something that I think we're getting better at than we once were. We just had the junk man out today, removing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I still realized 2 things I missed. One was in the room already, those weights that are disintegrating on the outside, and then that thing, I was like, So
the printer?
Yeah, I might put that up for free. It still works. It's just the thing is expensive.
Needs an ink cartridge.
Yeah. So it works great. But it's not in color either. So we'll see. I'll put it up for free and see if it gets claimed.
Yeah, and we always heard growing up, those who die with the most toys wins. But the funny thing is that you can't actually go to the funeral home with your hearse hauling
U-Haul
a
behind it.
U-Haul behind you, so you can take it with you. You're supposed to be building up your treasures in heaven.
Yeah.
So the next thing he talked about, let's see, that was that week. Week 2, this last week, was everybody's favorite subject. This past week he talked about tithing.
Sorry, I'm gonna get his eye. He's got a.
We have a dog underneath the desk.
And he's just gonna start scratching at his eye, and I don't need that problem in my life right now.
Okay, so anyway, he was talking about tithing this week. Twice a year they talk about it, and I always find it funny because that's probably the week that you invited somebody brand new to church and they're talking about
like,
money.
Oh,
and,
so sorry.
And you know, every year it's going to be January-ish, and then October, November-ish.
I was, if you'd asked me, I would have said January.
But it's always 2.
Oh, okay.
So it's always twice a year. So out of 52 weeks, and he goes, look, I talk about money twice a year. You know, to talk about tithing twice a year, I guess I should say. So what tithing is, for those who don't go to church, tithing is tithing. The word tithing means a tenth. And so when you're talking about it from a church standpoint, it's giving the first 10% of what you make to church. It could be charity, whatever. It's not staying with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's being gifted. Not gifted, because gifted isn't the right. It's an offering.
It's returned.
It's returned. Yeah.
It's 10% returned.
Yeah. So 90% with God will always go further than 100% on your own. That was one of his points he made. He said tithing is a percentage. Tithing is to be a priority, and tithing includes a promise. It's the only time in the Bible where God actually says to test me. So, yeah.
Well, coming back to that, the main point is 90% with God always goes further than 100% on your own. And I know that sounds like a statement, but if you test it, it is actually true. And they highlighted a story of someone who gave to the church before they were even following God.
They were even
and stuff
a Christian.
Like that. We're not.
They were not a Christian.
We're not a Christian either, but they were like,
somebody he worked with.
Somebody he worked with, and then he started asking questions because, where they were at in their lives and all this stuff, and how happy, how content or whatever they seemed. He asked them all questions. It was like, church. He realized the whole group of them went to church. And then they're like, well, part of our finances is we give 10% to the church. And even our church will say, you don't trust my church? Go give it to another church. They're like, we're not out for your money. And that was the point too. Is like, the money isn't for the church. It's to show that you are trusting God. And then to some people that sounds ridiculous, but try it. It will shock you. It will surprise you. The blessings that come after you do that and follow that is amazing. It doesn't mean you're going to get your 10% back all the time, because that's not what that's about. But you might get blessed in another way, and it's actually really cool.
Where was I going to go with that? The pastor said before that, like, look, if you don't trust us with your money, then go give it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he says it all the time.
Our church runs leaner than most churches in the country. In fact, they teach other churches how to do that as well.
Yep.
Our church doesn't run debt. If we build buildings, the money's raised and the buildings get built. There's no like mortgages and stuff like that on it. The salaries, the food ends up being a break even at the church.
Yeah, they don't make money on the food.
They don't make money. Like they have, we have a grill and a coffee shop and stuff like that outside the church. But it ends up being like it's all staffed by volunteers during the services and before and after the services.
Yep.
But it's a wash money wise, as far as that's concerned. It's designed to have fellowship and stuff there at church. And I even know from like the clothing with the CCV stuff and whatnot on it, that I know what it costs to run a shop, and it's pretty much dollar for dollar again on that as well. It's just so you can have branding out there, because they just believe that if you have stuff like that and bumper sticker stuff like that, it'll engage people in conversation of, hey, what's that? And get people to talk about it, engage, and give you another opportunity to invite people to church.
Yeah. And feed you.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of things that churches do that they can do way more efficiently than, well, they can definitely do it more efficiently than the federal government, as we're learning, because we're learning there's corruption in every program out there. Right now, it's like we've had millions of dollars in,
Name it.
Yeah, whatever program.
Yeah.
Just name everything, because a lot has been exposed the last few weeks with the government shutdown. But that's different day, different topic. But what they do is they align themselves with different charities that are specialist in whatever it is. So if it's getting girls off the street, if it's food banks, if it's mission work overseas, if it's dealing with homeless, feeding the homeless, clothing drives, just you name it. It's like whatever it is, they have been good about going that it's just best if we align ourselves with, those are people that are specialists in that. So they take the money coming in and then they distribute it out to those different causes out there. And I believe that our church runs on like 27%, which is not a lot when you think about how many campuses and buildings and stuff that we have.
Yeah.
It's, because our church is, it's tens of thousands.
Good stewards of the money that comes in. And the cafe, I don't think the food does, but the cafe has a tip box. You say, well, then they get tips. No, what the tip box is for is they collect that, and people, I've seen 20s in there, 5s, 1s, whatever. They take that all and they say, even on the box, it's to send kids to camp in the summer, for the end of the year camp or whatever, a few days, 4 days, whatever. So they use those funds to be able to scholarship kids to camp who may be low on funds, or single parents that are having a tough time, or people just, they want their kids to go to camp, but they don't maybe have the funds, and they build a fund for that, which is awesome.
When we follow Christ, he changes everything, including how we view and handle money. Tithing isn't about God getting something from us. It's about God doing something in us. It's a declaration of trust. God, I believe that 90% with you goes further than 100% on my own. Tithing is more than a financial act. It's a spiritual one. It shows that we trust God first, honor him with our best, and believe his promise to bless obedience. God doesn't want leftovers. He wants our first and our best. Now, something else that will come up is that if you are giving, whether it's tithing to a church or giving to charities and stuff, it will keep your eyes on your budget. So, which that is going to cause you to be a better steward of your money, because where your focus goes, your energy flows.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So
I like that. That's actually cool.
Let's see.
Oh, you're looking at the guide. I was like, what are you looking at? Okay, I just pressed the wrong button.
2 Corinthians 9:7-8. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. And God, which I think the Greek for cheerful giver was hilarious.
Which is funny.
Hilaria, something like that. But that's what the root of cheerful was. And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. So that was something else from the notes from them. Yeah. So takeaways from this is that I think that it's again made me like look back on what we have over the last couple weeks and go and realize that I should be more thankful, more content with what I have, because the thing is that I do have a roof overhead. I do have food in my pantry. I have more than enough energy drinks.
I have running water.
Yeah. Electricity, bills are paid.
Cell service.
Yeah, because you remind me yesterday, because I was popping Tums, and you're like, why are you popping Tums? I'm like, I have no idea. And you're like, the bills are paid. And I'm like, I have no idea. I'm just popping Tums. I got no good reason.
Hopefully that's not
the only thing I can think of is that like, now that everything is paid ahead, my focus has been hyper focused on how far ahead I can get on everything. And so it's caused me to stress a little bit on that, which is weird.
That makes 0 sense.
It does make 0 sense. The car payments are like 4 or 5 months ahead.
Just calm down. It's okay. You're doing awesome.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, well, this is that time of year where it usually slows down, but this year it hasn't. So I guess I should focus on that too.
Well, maybe that's where it's that muscle memory where it's fear, because we had some pretty tricky Decembers where we're like, oh. So you just have to go, okay, this December's different.
This December's much different. And this year I'm taking forced time. I'm forcing myself to take time off and everything. But I did sign 2 new listings today. So we do have good stuff going on. And then they'll both, more than likely, based on when they're going under contract, will close January or February of next year. Yeah. So the new year will start out good with those. Yay. Did price downs on 3 other properties yesterday, so they're getting closer to going under contract as well. So yeah, everything, I should be content with everything. I just have to continually remind myself of it. So it's funny, like when we just yet another reason to go to church. It's like, it always feels like whatever the message is, I can get something out of it, and it smacks me back into like, oh yeah, this is what matters. This is where you should be focused.
Could be dog's health too. He's not doing so great. It could be background. He's your dog.
Yeah,
he's not doing great.
Yeah, he's in the
we don't know.
Yeah.
He just doesn't get around very well, and it's hard sometimes. And he gets up sometimes, and then I don't know, around this. And I think that's hard too. Because we had him for over 5 years. He's so beautiful. We love him.
So we're going to wrap it up there, because now we're veering off topic. Hey. Next episode, I do already know what I want to talk about in the next episode.
I don't know what that is, so I'm about to find out.
It's going to be my 3 favorite phrases that you can say to somebody.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right.
So that's going to be the next topic.
Okay.
And yeah, so that'll be episode 223. This is going to wrap up episode 222. So if you like the show, like, share, comment, leave feedback. All that fun stuff.
All the things.
Yeah, as I choke my way out of the episode.
It's okay.
Pause for 1 second.
See, sometimes you just have to cough. Told you.
That came out of nowhere.
Yep.
So until next time. Let's try that again. So until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know you all can be.